Coming up this week, we're going to take a look at this brand new 2022 BMW 330i. We're going to take it around these back roads and see if it has what it takes to compete with some of the C classes that Mercedes is offering. And we're going to also put it through its paces, as this is a sedan, so it's a four-door. So we're going to see if the back seat, is comfortable and all that good stuff. That's what we got coming up this week. I'm Jay Walker. You watching Life Off Road right here on J-Dub Motorsports. Welcome to another episode of Life Off Road. This week's car we're featuring is a 2022 BMW 330i. This is the BMW's baby as far as the 3 Series. It's been a very popular series over the years. Probably the most popular series out of BMW is the 3 Series. And this is a pretty good car. This, like I said, is brand new for 2022. This one is equipped with the turbo inline 4-cylinder. It's pumping out roughly around 255 horsepower. The car weighs roughly around 3,500 pounds and some change, which is, to me, fairly light for a sedan. Most sedans normally cross over that 4,000 pound mark, but this is pretty light on its feet. BMW's over the years, this was one of their most popular cars, the 325 series and above. And now as the years have progressed, they try to come out with the 4 Series, even the 2 Series and the 1 Series, but the 3 Series was always BMW's bread and butter. And when they came out with the 4 Series, I want to say the 4 Series actually kind of took the place of the coupes that the 3 Series was putting out. That's where you have, when you look at my last video of the BMW M440i, which is a coupe. Most of the 4 Series cars are coupes or whatnot. So this is not an M, but it does have some M tendencies. It's very quick on its feet, even though it's a 4-cylinder. But it does drive very well. This color, I'm not sure what this color is. Today we're just gonna call it Ivory Pearl, But it's a good color. And the interior, it blends well with the car. This car has a series of 225, 40, 19s all the way around. I want to say these are equipped with some Bridgestones. It doesn't have the Brembo brakes or whatnot. It's just your standard, brake calipers, but it does stop pretty good. I like the lines on this car. This car, BMW, especially now, over the last few years, they have really done well as far as the craftsmanship of a lot of these cars. You really do see the lines very well, starting from the hood all the way up to, the creases right here. Just that bulginess of the car. It really shows the car's lines, even on the side of the fenders right here. But it's a very, very pretty design. And you have your standard, BMW front grille here, which a lot of people were happy that they kept that on this particular front. This one is a little bit more wider, as the newer BMWs have, so it's kind of the kidney-shaped grills. But it has the shutters that open and close if the car gets too warm or whatnot. But it's very functional. You have a nice little front skirt here, little vents in the front here where your fog lamps and everything. So it's a good-looking car. I believe this one does have the heads-up display, so you can kind of see in your windshields, kind of fight a pilot. You kind of control your speed. You see your the temperature outside or whatnot. It's just a lot of cool features on this bad boy. So let's take a look at the interior and see how the interior looks. All right, folks, so we're here in the back seat. It's very roomy back here. The front seat is probably up to its maybe standard position, but if somebody need to come back, they could probably come back a little bit. I'm about 6'1", so other than that though, this thing has your dual USB ports. You can control your air conditioning and heat back here. You got your vents back here. Of course, you got your storage right here if you want to place some stuff here. You got a nice little cup holder here. You want to slide your drink in there. You also have a middle console here that has cup holders here, so if you want to place your drink or anything right here in case you're going on a nice little long road trip. You got your own space pretty much back here, so it's pretty comfortable, but not bad. This one does have a nice side sunroof in here, so it does have its own shade, so if you want to close it up when the sun is out on a bright day like today, you could. But very comfortable. So let's go for a drive, see how it does. All right, here we go. 2022 BMW 330i. This is, like I always said before, BMW's probably most popular series out of their automotive history. You know, the 3 Series, you know, it's probably one of their most top sellers out of everyone. Dating back probably to the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, when you had your 325s. That was probably the most popular, body style. BMW's was mainly known for a little bit of luxury, but mostly their performance, coming from Germany. So these cars were pretty popular, and this one right here is just that, plus more luxury. It handles well, it goes around these curves pretty well, but it's got some pretty good power coming out of this turbo 4-cylinder, straight 4-cylinder, which roughly makes around 255 horsepower. It doesn't really feel like it. As soon as you mat it, and this is the perfect time somebody would jump right in front of me doing 10 miles an hour, so I really couldn't punch it at that position. But like I was saying before, you just give it a little bit of gas, and it goes. I mean, it does a little something out of a 4-cylinder. It's respectful, but nevertheless, it's BMW. That's what you would expect out of it. So, like I said, this series here was very popular. Way back before the 1 Series, the 2 Series, or the 4 Series came out. Really back in the day, all Beamers really had was the 3s, the 5s, and the 8 Series, which consist of the 840 and the 850, with the V12s and so forth. But over the years, they've added a few more, generations to their lineups with the, the 1 Series, the 2 Series, and they're pretty good. They're a lot smaller than this, but this one right here, it's your basic luxury sedan. You got room in here for 5 people. You can drive it on a daily basis, go out on a nice dinner in it, or you can, if you wanted to put it on the track, you could, but it's not an M car. But you could definitely get a lot out of it. Let's see, they're doing some repaving, so we're gonna have to find another route today. But I like the car. The infotainment system, like I said, is pretty much the same as most of the 4 Series, like going back to the M440 that we test drove a little earlier in the year. And all the controls, everything is pretty much the same as pretty much what was on that car. You do have your M steering wheel here, and I like the steering wheel. The steering wheel is very comfortable to drive. It's very easy to handle. It's not overly big, it's real sporty like, so it does feel pretty good, especially while you're driving it. The interior combination here is very nice. This is like an ivory white interior, with a little bit of black, polish. The wood grain right here is pretty solid. It's very nice. I do like this color combination. Most of your white cars, you might have the tan, peanut butter, or as BMW would call the cognac interior, which is a good look too, but I think probably for this color combination, this is probably the best. Body style difference, like I said, it looks like your typical 3 Series, but like I said, over the years, BMW has definitely done a great job as far as their overall design and paying attention to detail you know, with the lines and everything, you know, in the hood. You know, it's very curvy like, you know, it has a lot of good, you know, details as far as along the body to make certain parts of the car really stick out. That's kind of what I like about it. You know, I noticed that on the M440 I did early in the year, you know, as far as the engineers and designers paying attention to detail on having certain lines on the car to make the car stand out. You really see it as you drive. It looks very, very nice, as a BMW should look. Brakes feel very nice. They're very responsive. And these are just your regular BMW brakes. This is not a, you know, Brembo package or whatnot, or an M package braking system. I mean, these are just your standard, you know, single piston caliper brakes, and they do stop on a dime. I do give it to them. Like I said, off the rip, just noticing this thing it is very responsive. You know, it definitely has its perks. You know, it kind of thinks that it's an M car, but it's not, you know. But, you know, like I said, BMW they've always been built on performance, so that's their MO. And this thing definitely handles very nicely, rides very well. Let's give it a little gas, see what she does. Okay, all right, 4-cylinder. Okay. Just calm down, you know. We gotta keep it at the speed limit. We don't need no surprises. But it's got a little bit of get up. It's not bad for a sedan. Like I said, you know, this is a good family car, good daily driver. If you need a daily driver, you know, I would definitely recommend it. Probably comparing it to a Mercedes, just a regular C-Class. I haven't driven a regular C-Class. I did do a video on the CLA AMG 45 late last year, and that car was very impressive. But it was an AMG, so it's not really fair to compare the two cars. And that was by far the strongest 4-cylinder I've ever driven in my life. So if you haven't seen that video, just go back and you know, scroll up the videos I did and check that one out. The AMG CLA 43 sedan. Very beautiful car. Belongs to a good friend of mine. But this one's pretty good. I mean, it rides and handles great. You know, it's very smooth. You don't feel the bumps. Let's put this thing in sport mode. I've been in comfort mode all day. Let's get to the light. I'll put it in sport mode and let's see how she does. Got a nice little straightaway here. So I don't know if this one has the. Oh, it does. No, it doesn't have the Sport Plus. See the Sport or Sport Individual, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not an M car. It's just your 335. So let's put it in sport. Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely changes the whole MO of the car. You definitely notice it off the rip. It's very, man, it even sounds a little different. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad for a 4-cylinder. You know, definitely has its perks. This does have the lane control system, so if you're you know, venture out into a different lane, it will steer you back into lane. All the newer cars have that safety feature, and I guess it's okay to have if you're kind of, you know, if you're tired or you know you're kind of drowsy, you're on a long drive, and you know the car might feel you kind of dozing off. But on a regular daily driving basis, I probably I wouldn't like that, because sometimes these things are very sensitive. Like for instance, right now we're going in the construction zone. So with the barrels in the street right here, if the barrels happen to kind of force us onto the shoulder, and if I dip into the shoulder, which is I'm very close to doing right now, the car is going to fight me to keep me in the lane. But if I do that, I'm gonna hit one of these barrels. You know, so stuff like that can be kind of aggravating. But I get it. You know, every car has these safety features. You know, they build these cars nowadays where they could damn near drive themselves. You know, so you know, I get it. You know, it's a good feature to have, but certain parts I probably, driving around the city, I probably wouldn't want that thing turned on. If I was on a nice long road trip, yeah, you know, I get it. But you know, in the city, I really don't think you need it. But it is a good feature to have. Most of the newer cars have it. So these seats feel very similar to the 440 seats. Probably a little bit more, maybe a little bit more wider, because this is a sedan. Now the only thing I'm not gonna say not to this particular car, but being that I drive coupes a lot, you know, my car is a coupe, my Camaro's a coupe. You know, most of the cars I jump in and out are coupes, so it's kind of feels weird kind of jumping back into a four-door car. So your space getting in and out of the car, especially for a big tall guy like myself, is if you forget, especially if you don't put that seat back to the position where you had it, it can be, I'm not gonna say challenging, but you just need to be aware getting in and out of the car. It's a little bit tighter trying to get in because of the shorter door space compared to a coupe. But that's not really a major knock or anything. But you know, everything is pretty easy to read. You know, it's like I said, it's pretty much like most of the standard BMWs now. What I need to drive is like an M6 or an M8 or even a 7 Series, just to kind of compare how the dash and everything is, whatnot. So I can imagine, well, this car, I think a lot of people was asking me what this car starts out. I want to say this car probably starts out around $44,000. I think this one equipped might be right at about 50 or whatnot. But like I said, for regular sedan, you know, it's pretty, I mean, it's a BMW, it's what you expect. You know, it's just a cool car. And like I said, over the years, design-wise, BMW has really done a great job as far as, you know, design and the craftsmanship as far as designing the car. They've really done a good job, you know, for it to be a German sports luxury car or whatnot. Gas mileage, I would assume this thing is probably maybe 18, 19, maybe with 4 cylinders, probably maybe 22 in the city, maybe close to 30 on the highway, give or take, unless you keep your foot out of it, but you know I can't do that. The 60, I believe this thing is around maybe low 5s, I think. That's what I read. So the quarter mile is maybe mid 13s, low 14s, somewhere around that range. Maybe a little bit higher. You know, this is a 4-cylinder. You know, but this, like I said, it's got enough. I mean, it's got enough punch. I mean, it's definitely it's got just enough punch to get the job done. But like I said, this car is not really designed for that. This car is kind of, like you said, your true daily driver. You know, if you want to drive it back and forth to work every day, you could. If you want to go out to a nice dinner in it, you could. If you want to take a nice little road trip in it, you could. I mean, it's a good overall balanced car. You know, I have to admit. And BMW has always had, you know, great products. So can't go wrong with it. Not at all. Well, that's it for this week. I want to thank Global Imports for supplying this loaner car as the M440 is being serviced. So this is a good car, man. This is for, I would probably say, the best bang for your buck as far as, you know, sedans out here on the market. coming from BMW, so I appreciate it. I also want to give a special shout out to my subscribers. Of course, my new subscribers. When you newly subscribe, I would give you a shout out. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please like and subscribe. Tell 10 of your friends. Where I'll leave off, Mr. William Pennington, Carlos Francisco Ramos Montalvo, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Patrick Polino, Carl DeMann, Byron Hill, Paul Fisher, Neil, Linda Bow, and Mr. Joe N. Thank you guys for newly subscribing. And like I said before, if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe. Go to my website, J-Dub Motorsports, and get you some merch. You know, we got t-shirts, hats, keychains, and all that good stuff. Sweatshirts, hoodies, you name it, we got it. And thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.